On Saturdays, I cook and mom cleans. Hi guys, now we will learn about present simple. Now let's get started. We use the present simple to say what happens or that a person does an action always, often, usually, or every day. So anyway, why do we need the present simple? Now I will answer. First, when we talk about habits with everyday, often, always, sometimes, never, etc. For example, sometimes Susan meets with her friends after school. Secondly, for generally true facts. For example, cats like milk. Thirdly, for future timetables. For example, the train leaves tonight at 6 p.m. Next, for permanent situation, I live in Kazakhstan. And for events or happens in books, plays, or films. For example, the hero dies at the end of the film. And in conditional sentences. For example, in the first conditional, if it rains, I won't come. And we use dative verbs in present simple form. For example, you look fabulous. And even when the time is in the future, after these words we use present simple form of verbs. They are when, until, after, before, and as soon as. For example, I will call you when I have time. So, how to form the verbs in the present simple? Structure of a sentence: subject plus verb or subject plus infinitive without to. Infinitive is a base form of a verb, for example, to read, to speak, and so on. But we use these infinitives without to in the present simple. For example, I read books in English, you speak English very well. But note, if the subject in a sentence is a third person in singular, it is he, she, it, then we add s or es to the verb. Here is the example. He reads English books. Aishan speaks in 3 languages. These were forms of verbs in affirmative, it is positive sentences. And now negative sentences in the present simple. And structure of a sentence in present simple: subject plus do not, does not, plus verb. So we make our negative sentence with the help of auxiliary verb do in present simple. And note, in the third person singular we use does, not do, and we don't add s or es to the verb because does has it already. So look, I don't use Twitter, she doesn't use Twitter. And some English learners tend to use to be when they make negative sentences, and that's wrong. To be clear, I divided verbs into 2 columns. To the first column, I include verb to be, and to the second, whole other verbs. As we see here, verb to be has 3 forms in present simple. With I, we use am form. With you, we use are form. And with she, he, she, it, we use is form. And with other verbs, we don't have such forms. Just we add s to the verb in he, she, it. That's all. And in negative, we just add not to verb to be. I am not, you are not, and she is not. So verb to be does not need any auxiliary verb, any helper word it doesn't need. And instead, other verbs need this auxiliary verb of present simple, do or does. So we say I don't play, for example, or you don't speak, or she doesn't agree. And in question sentence as well, verb to be does not need any helper verb. So we put verb to be to the first place in a sentence. Am I? Are you? Is she? But with other verbs, we use auxiliary verb do or does. Do I? Do you? Does she? Or does he? Does it? Any third person in singular. And remember, we answer exactly with that verb that was in a question. For example, do you speak English? Yes, I do. Are you American? No, I am not. Now, interrogative or question sentence in present simple. Do, does, plus subject, plus verb, plus object. For example, do I speak English well? Do you need my help? Does she want to talk to us? Okay guys, that's all for present simple. Now make sentences to each case of the present simple yourself.